You get the drink of water. I'll go through the bit vault by myself. Sweet, sweet, sweet tea. What do you let them day? Wow, I don't even remember doing this one. Let me take this thing outside here. Look at this. Something about working in Japan? All right. Sounds real good to me, Lord. Sounds real good to me. Yeah, it was August 1987.
They take things very seriously in Japan. Like, you know, in America, sometimes you show up at a new job, you know, you sit there, you say, excuse me, hello? Oh, you the new guy? Yeah. Coat room's in the back, coffee's, the second door down to your left, your desk is in the blue room. Any problem? Well, no, I guess not. You know, you walk around. But in Japan, I'll never forget when I showed up there. It was like, I said, I'm the, import from America, and they all snapped to attention. And I looked at them as they smiled at me, and welcome, Honorable Mr. Greaseman. I said, well, thank you. And everybody bowed to me, and they led me to the boardroom. It was really neat. My first day at the board meeting, I walked in there. The table was only like 2 feet off the ground. They didn't have chairs. They had pillows. I mean, all these guys had actually Western business suits. But in the boardroom, you know, you sat on pillows around the table and washed your hands with a little bowl of water on the table. It was like unbelievable. I said, well, this is my first meeting, and I'd like to keep it kind of informal, but I have made some observations while I'm here. I noticed that one of the cars coming off the line today had a scratch in the side of it, and I think it's because we parked the forklift a little too close to it, and one of the guys swung wide, and if I didn't notice it, it might have gone out. Now, it's just this little thing, but, you know, to have a guy coming back, and we'd have to make it good. So if we could somehow leave the forklift off the delivery platform. And one of the guys jumped up and said, forklift, my responsibility. I said, well, it's okay, but it's just in the future. He said, no, I have brought disgrace to the company. I have brought disgrace to my family. And he pulled out a sword and stuck in his guts up to the handle. I said, my God. I ran to help him, but everybody just said, no, it is our way. And so he slumped over, blood coming out of his guts, out of his mouth and ears. It was like, yeesh. Yeah. They dragged him out of there. I said, well, obviously we're not going to have that problem again. I mean, anyway, oh, by the way, I noticed something else, too. I'd like to institute a pass system that anybody on the lot is supposed to have a pass. I saw some people walking around there. Obviously, they don't work here. And while they didn't look like they were up to any mischief, we can't have people wandering around. It's a business. It's a plant. It's not a tourist attraction. So we need to have badges on all certified employees. Just as a security guard who was at the meeting jumped up and says, security, my responsibility. I let unauthorized people on lots. I said, no, wait a minute, get a grip on yourself here. He said, no, I have let down the company and I have humiliated my family. And he took out a sword and jammed it in his guts up to the hilt and twisted it and pulled it. He eviscerated it. I said, oh, man. I mean, I put down my collar with that one. It was like, hey. I ran to help the guy, but they restrained me and said, no, it is our way. I said, damn. Well, they dragged him out. I said, I think I'm going to call this meeting short, okay? My first meeting, it's a pleasure to be here, and tomo arigato. They went, oh, tomo arigato. They bowed and they went running out of the room as the maintenance workers swabbed at the bleeding masses on the floor. I sat there thinking, I am going to have to be very careful around here. Gee. So I was sitting there, I lit a Camel, and my secretary came in. She said, your coffee okay? And I took a sip. I said, yeah, it's a little too sweet, but it's okay! I love it! I'm a wacky guy. I was wacky over there. I'm telling you, those people pay attention to detail.